Hello YouTube, this is Charlie with Beach Gold. I've got another bar to show you. I've got what's listed as a Northwest Territorial Mint from Dayton, Nevada. Labeled as a 1 troy ounce, 0.999 fine silver bar. I bought this bar specifically to make a video on it, to spread awareness about some of the fake stuff that's being sold on eBay and other places. And this is nothing against Northwest Territorial, because they do make a lot of good stuff. It's just that this particular pattern, this particular name is being counterfeited, and as in my other videos, you'll see that there's other makers that are being counterfeited as well. And that doesn't mean that they themselves are a bad company, but my purpose of this video is to show you what you can look for online and what are the red flags and the way that you test your silver so you know you get good stuff. So the first thing is this bar actually comes in this little plastic case. They do that so I think the biggest reason they do that is so when you get the bar, you're going to want to keep it really nice and clean. You don't want to pull it out. You don't want to look at it closer. That's my thought anyway, why they do it. Who knows? Maybe it's to further entice buyers that it comes with a plastic protective case. This is the way most of them come. If you look at the bar a little closer, you'll see that it's lost a little bit of its shine. When I first got the bar, it was really shiny. It looked really good. I've already taken it out, so it's got some fingerprints on it and things like that. It really is shiny. The back especially, you'll see it has the NWT mint stamp on the back, generic back otherwise. Smooth sides. It looks for first glance, it looks about right from a thickness perspective. And overall size is not that bad. But yeah, it's this is the design that they chose, and clearly it is marked 0.999 fine 1 troy ounce. Okay, let's go ahead and put this piece of metal on the scale. We see it comes out at 0.989. That's clearly underweight. It's set to troy ounce, so it is 0.989 troy ounces. If we change the mode and take a look at it in grams, it was 30.76. If it was truly 1 troy ounce, it'd be 31.1. So this is clearly underweight, and that's a major red flag. You'd never want to see a 1 ounce or labeled 1 troy ounce bar to be anything less than 31.1 grams or 1 troy ounce. I see some things where it's overweight, by like 1.01, maybe 1.015 troy ounces, and that's pushing it. And I actually have seen a real silver bar that's actually real 0.999 fine silver be at 0.995 ounces, but that's a problem. That means that bar should have never left the refinery or the mint when they actually created it. But this particular bar is 30.76 grams, and that's a major red flag. It's definitely not the correct weight. All right, the next test I'm gonna do is the easiest test you can probably do, is with your magnet. You want to check. This is a very strong magnet, used for picking up screws and things like that, but it's a very good magnet for this type of things. It even detects very slight magnetism, so I highly recommend these. I think that you can buy them online, and they're really designed for picking up screws if you drop them and things like that. But very strong magnet in a very small area. So if we take the oh wow, there you go. It's very magnetic. So this is likely steel. Very magnetic, very strongly attracted to the magnet. That means that it probably isn't plated. It probably has been somehow created from a shined or polished product and then cut. But it is very magnetic. You don't see them like this magnetic very often. What's interesting is that since it is this magnetic, they did get the weight at least kind of close, I guess. I don't normally see them where the weight is kind of close and then they're also magnetic. That's just interesting as a particular note about this bar. All right, thinking about some of the other tests that we could do. We could put it on the Sigma. Sigma would clearly show, or not even detect this potentially, because since it's such a magnetic piece of metal. And I'm going to be doing a separate video with the Sigma, kind of focusing on the Sigma with different metals and showing how that thing works. There was some interest there, and it's a really great machine for detecting, you know, as another test method. We could do the scratch test. The scratch test would come back negative because it's extremely magnetic. There would be no silver there. If it did happen to be silver plated, you might be able to pick some of that up, but I don't think this is even silver plated. It's just been polished. As far as you could do specific gravity, you could do the ring test, and I have another fake piece of silver. I mean, we can see that if we do that, see that you can tell by that there's just just doesn't sound right. There's two different tones you hear because this is an older fake bar that I did a video on. This one's got a very high copper content and is not magnetic, and so the actual metals that are used between these two are very different. And then past that, you know, I guess, what else can we do to the bar? Is there anything that you would like to see? If there's something that you'd like to see, put it in the comments. I mean, I suppose we could cut it in half. We could, I don't know, do any other tests on it, but I'm open to suggestions. So if you'd like to see something, let me know in the comments. Okay, this is what we would see if you look at it on eBay. You'll see that it's the same bar, same design on the front of it. Try to make it a little larger here. You'll see the, you know, Northwest Territorial Mint, Dayton, Nevada, 1 troy ounce of fine silver. You'll see the price is suspect already. Silver in January of 2020 is trading in the low 18s right now. So they're asking $15.75 for one, and then with free shipping. So you'll see that it is being shipped from China, which I know that there was a certain amount of time, or they may still be doing it, where the Chinese government was subsidizing shipping out of China to become more competitive with the U.S. and other countries for whatever items. But even with that said, I don't see how they could subsidize it so much to where you could sell the silver for $3 less than its, you know, actual value is. Not to mention the eBay and PayPal fees of, you know, at least 8.5% combined. So, you know, there's just no way that this should be expected to be real. It's just, you know, if it's too good to be true, it almost definitely is. And, you know, you look at the seller. I'm not showing the seller's information right now. I just don't, you know, I don't want to call anybody out specifically about this because it doesn't really even matter in the first place. The sellers get banned all the time. You'll see that maybe they create an account and they'll have, like, you know, 5-10 feedback, and it'll be 100% feedback because they sold some other thing to somebody, maybe possibly a cohort that was actually just giving them positive feedback to make people more comfortable with buying. But eventually the account just gets shut down and banned after, you know, however many times it takes to sell a bad piece of silver to somebody, and the complaints come in, and then eBay has to cover the price to the buyers in most cases through the eBay protection. And then if we look at the details on it, you'll see that there's a couple of things that really jump out at you. They'll say that it's plated here. They say the material is silver plated. You know, I don't even know what that means. Over here they do say that it's 0.999 fine, 1 ounce of precious metal. Then we have the brand of Northwest Territorial Mint. So here they say that it's silver plated, but then over here you see that it's iron plated silver. So they've contradicted themselves, you know, directly within the listing. The other thing is that it makes no sense to ever iron plate your silver. It's just not done. It makes no sense. The interesting thing about it is that, you know, since we saw the bar was very magnetic, that might, you know, make you think that, you know, when you get the bar and you do your own magnet test, that maybe that's why it's magnetic. No, there's no way. Even if it was slightly iron plated, it would be potentially slightly magnetic. And again, why anybody would iron plate silver in the first place, it just doesn't make any sense. So that's a major red flag. I didn't check the coin size or the bar size because it just didn't make any sense to. It fails the weight test and it fails the magnet test, so the actual size of the bar is kind of irrelevant at that point. And then if we looked at the weight, the weight that we saw was 0.988. Well, that's gonna pretty much do it for this bar. I've got plenty of other stuff that I'm gonna be throwing up here, and I appreciate you watching. And if you'd like to subscribe, and if you've got any constructive feedback, any comments, any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Thank you for watching.